Okay, I'm going to show you how to replace a fuel filter in a Passat. This is a 2013 1.6 TDI Blue Motion Passat, and the fuel filter is right here on the left hand side of the engine as you're looking at it from the front. So I've got it open, I'm standing in front of the car, I'm looking at it, and on the left hand side here this canister is the fuel filter. It's right in front of your coolant reservoir, and I'm going to replace that here now. So I have this spare, or this new filter here. Just going to have a look at it and make sure it looks correct. Then I'll put it back into the plastic. Coming apart a little bit. Do I want to put it in? Filter is kind of coming apart a little bit, but that is okay because this is the line from the tank here, comes in outside the filter. The main line to the rail is the one in the middle there, coming up out the middle. So once the inside of the filter doesn't look like the outside, well, not too bad. Throw this down here on the floor and throw this oil filter over here. Make sure that am I happy with that filter? See what I mean here? You have all these little hairs coming off it. The element itself is breaking apart. Look at them. They could do damage. They could block up my injectors. Have a look here. That is orange. I'm not delighted with that filter, but look, we'll do it anyway. Now, what you're going to need for tools is you're going to need a Torx here. It's going to be a T20 as far as I remember, and then I have a flat machine screw, flathead screwdriver to open that, because I broke one of them, or one of them was broken when I got the car. So I'll just pause you there and then I'll go and get the tools together. Alright, so I'm back now here with what I need. So to replace this fuel filter, all you are going to need is a T20 Torx. I have one here. 10 tools T20 Torx on a 1/4" ratchet. I need a screwdriver because the one at the back, as I said, is a flathead on mine. A flathead machine screw, or panhead screw I suppose you could call it, or should call it. I'll take that out here now. And then the last thing you're going to need is you're going to need a torque wrench. Alright, the reason for that is these have to be torqued. You see there, 5 Newton meters plus or minus 1. Okay, so I have a 1/4" torque wrench here that I can set to 5 Newton meters. I'll set it now. Never leave these set in your box. And that's it. Alright, so I'll be able to torque those then when I'm putting it back together. Alright, so we'll break them free. Now you also want to have something in under this here, because fuel will obviously come out of it. So I have a couple of rags down below it here to catch what comes out of the can when I open it. Alright, and you need to have the same. So I've loosened those 4 screws that are left now. I can pull the 4 of those out. Now, if you're throwing these into a magnetic dish, these are stainless, so I don't know where they're going to stick in it. I don't know what type of stainless they are. Oh, I'm just looking at them here now, and they are stainless, so don't just fire them at the dish. And hope that they'll be still there when you're finished. And stainless is non-magnetic, obviously. So that's the 4 of them out there now, and the one that I had to replace, and I'll be able to pull off this cover now in a second. Now, so this cover here, nothing is holding it except for the seal. After popping it up there now, I put a bit of diesel everywhere, but I'll clean that up in a minute. So you see there's my old fuel filter, alright, so I'll be able to pull out that fuel filter here now. Trying not to put diesel all over the place. So I'll let it drain as it comes up along. And I'll pour it out then and I'll show you a look at it. Yeah, it is fair filled. Okay, so you can see there the fuel filter that came out is black with dirt, and you see there's a lot of scum around the top of it. And a bit of dirt came out of it as well. This wasn't changed for a good while. Now if you were to look down in here, the diesel is yellow looking, and there is dirt in that also, so I will be emptying this here. I'll suck it out before I put in my new filter. Alright, rotten in there, rotten here, while between when it was changed. Now obviously this is my car, so I don't really care about it that much. Once it's not drowned in diesel, I don't care. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use to suck out the diesel. This is just a vacuum pump, I call it the sucker. Just pump the lever here, put your hose in here, stick it into the diesel, and it will suck it all up. So it's just a vacuum cylinder. Alright, I'm going to suck out my diesel now with that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that that's done, we're on a straight run to the finish, so we'll just make sure the sealing surface here is clean, free from any debris that might stop it from sealing. Same thing on this side. Take off that bit of condensation, lovely. And we'll get our fuel filter. Stick it down into it. Make sure you line up the holes in the middle with the seal. And that is that. We get our 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one I'm going to replace here again. I have a stainless one I'll put into it this time, so it's hard to get that one out. I'm going over here for me nuts and bolts storage. Let's see what I have. I do have a stainless one. A bit longer, but that won't make any difference. So I got a stainless little button head screw here. An Allen screw. I'm going to stick that in instead of what I had in there, because what I had in there, as I say, was hard got out. Now I'll have to go for an Allen key in a second for that. So I spin these down. Now we'll crisscross these just to keep the seal right. Put even pressure on it. And these only want 5 Newton meters, so I'm going to torque these now in a second. My torque wrench. Yeah, we need another. So hold on a second. Now that's stainless, so that should come out with fairly handy again in the future. We'll get our torque wrench on now, and we'll try and not use an extension. Not that it would make a difference with this kind of torque. But the less extension you have, the more accurate the torque. The last one we'll change socket for. Okay. Good girl. Now, that's our fuel filter changed. So all we do now is just give a wipe up inside. Take out the rag I spoke about earlier. Give a wipe up inside here. Any diesel and up along the canister. Any diesel that we spilled. Did spill a tiny bit. And that's it. So the system needs to be primed now. Now normally these are self-priming, sorry about the cows. Normally these are self-priming, so which means when I go to turn on my car now, I'm going to turn the ignition, prime, turn off the ignition, turn the ignition again for another about 30 seconds, then I prime, turn off the ignition again. There's a snail, God bless him, he's gone. I'll let it prime itself and fill the filter there itself, and then I'll be able to start the car, hopefully. So I'll let you look there while I do that. You can hear the fuel pump there. Fine. I'm just cycling the key here and then the filter fill with diesel. If I don't, I get an airlock and I won't be able to start the car again. I'll have to leave the system. So I'm letting that fuel filter prime. And when I start the car, then I'll give it a bit of revs that will take it over any air that's trapped in the system. So I'll just rev up there to about 2,500 and I'll hold it at that for about 30 seconds to make sure the car is going to stay running. You see there, I didn't let prime enough. The first time I started it, it cut out. But after that, then when I got it going again, so I let prime again, and then I started, kept the revs in at a small bit, and it took it over the bit of air that was in the system. So she's running 100% now. So that helps you out. I wouldn't mind and all. Subscribe and turn on the little bell there for any mechanic tips or machinery tips. There'll be a load of videos going up on this channel here which I started doing it anyway, so I might as well help someone out with it. And any subscribe or like there would help me out great. Thanks very much.